Good afternoon and welcome to Blindformers. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be transforming Transformers Legacy Armada Hotshot from his robot mode to his vehicle mode. We're going to do it verbally for the blind. So, us blind people, we can't go looking at the instruction manual and put our peepers on it and use our eyes to read everything. It's just not possible for us. So I figured I'd make this channel. I do these things. I'll deal with the annoyance and the frustration of figuring out a transformation for the first time, and then I'll come over here to this channel and I'll explain it to you verbally by step-by-step basis, so that you aren't, you're not tempted to throw it against a wall in frustration. I'm here to help. And if you're a person who with sight and you're going, I can't watch this mess, it keeps getting blurry. Well, I use an automatic sensor thingamajigger on my phone, and well, it isn't like I can focus these videos, and I don't have any sighted person standing on the other end of the phone tapping it every now and then going, focus, 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 damn it. I don't have that. So, if you see it going blurry, just close your eyes. If it upsets your peepers, just close them. And they don't have to see any of this. They don't have to see what's going on at all. After all, I'm not about what you can see. I'm about what you can't see. And I'm going to talk to you about how to transform this thing verbally, like a little technical document. So, if you don't mind, close your eyes, sit back, drink some coffee, drink some tea, drink a shot of whiskey. I don't care. But I do care that you listen. And you let me explain something. And then afterwards, you see if you can do it yourself without looking. Now, that's the challenge to you sighted people out there who are Transformers fans. Can you transform a Transformer without looking? I know I can. But then again, I got a handicap. So, let's get into this transformation. I got the little gun off over here to the side. Cream's passed out on half of my little studio over here, just being a big orange glutton. Yeah, he just finished eating like 2 bowls of food. He stole it from his sister. Cream is such a fat cat. Yes, you are. You're becoming a big, fat, yellow cat. Yeah, and stereotype of a ginger cat, that's for sure. All right, so let's get into this transformation. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to show you because it does some neat things. It's parts part former, it's parts shell former, and it's parts transformer. It's a neat little conglomeration of everything together, and I think it does quite well. So let's begin. First off, what you want to do is we're going to go ahead and disengage his shoulder pads. So just go raise each shoulder pad up a bit, and then it's just going to rotate backwards. And while it rotates backwards, let's just go ahead and put those shoulder pads in their proper positions so that we don't have to worry about them. They're just going to fold down, and we're just going to move them around a bit till they line up right next to that. There it goes. So each of these shoulder pads is going to fold down and collapse down into the underside of, the back end of the vehicle. And they make the tailgate of the vehicle, or, the back bumper. So now that each of those is folded backwards, we have a siege peg in the middle. Very, very missed opportunity with that siege peg. They could have done something there. They've given us a little piece to close in. We'll talk about it in vehicle mode. Anyway, you want to make sure that you've lined up the spoiler minus the siege peg in the middle. And now that that's done, we're just going to let that sit back there, now not really connected to anything. On the front, now comes an interesting part where we're going to grab the front of the chest and we're going to pull it over. There it goes. So the best way to do this, I found, is hold the transformer in your left hand or your right hand, whichever is your non-dominant, at the waist, and then put your your first finger and your middle finger on either side of the head. And you'll find that there's these bits that stick up that are kind of sharp. You want to hook your fingernails into those bits and pull it forwards. Now you can rotate the head backwards into that negative space revealed and go ahead and close that section back up. And that's how you take care of the head. And it's pretty straightforward and simple. The arms are actually really simple too, and when we get to them, I'll explain them. But right now, that's all we got to do here. So next step is you rotate the body 180 degrees so that his back is now facing you, and his front is now facing me. Next step is we're going to take the back of his legs, and we're going to go ahead and unfold these panels that are on the backs of his legs. And this is part of the shell forming aspect that I mentioned earlier, because these panels really do make up a lot of the vehicle. So we're just going to unfold these 2 panels. There's only 2 of them, and they're on a ball joint, so they can rotate and get out of the way really easily. And that's really great for transformation purposes, because sometimes these things may get in the way, but with the ball joint, you can just get them out of your way. Really, really easy, really simple. Next step, we're going to go ahead and take these feet, collapse the toes backwards into the heels, and we're going to make basically the front of the vehicle. Now, here comes a step we learned from Transformers Wheelie. We just talked about him on my channel. We're going to rotate each of these legs 90 degrees to allow the wheel that's on the back of the leg, or actually it's on the front of the leg in this particular event, because that's how the knee bends, and that thing that was once on the front of the leg is now going to be on the side of the leg. Now, we're not really doing much here yet because we've got to collapse these legs. Now, inside of the leg mechanism, you have where the knee is, okay? So you can find that knee joint. Now, if you feel the bar the knee is connected to, you can feel in there and notice that it's connected to another connection point, which means it's a bar hinge. So this bar hinge, actually, it's stiff. It is very stiff, so be aware of that when moving it. It's going to be slow and hard to move it. It is a stiff piece, but you want that stiff piece, because if it wasn't stiff, then occasionally he would just collapse in on himself in the way this works. So once you've gotten that piece shoved in there as deep as it will go, as deep as it will go, it won't snap into place. Well, thank God for that, because I mean, where that's positioned, if it snapped into place, that'd be very hard to get out. But it does what you want it to do. So now we're going to rotate this leg a little bit, and we're going to then reach in here. We're going to find that bar hinge connected to the knee, and we're just going to shove that thing. We're going to shove that thing as far down as possible, and the knee is going to basically touch the heel of his foot. Imagine that. Your knees touching the heel of your foot. That's just, ugh. Oh, that sounds nasty. Right. Oh, nuts! I broke the panel off again. They're easy enough to put back on. They're after all ball hinges, so we're just going to rotate that panel around and line it up. All right. Now we're not doing anything here yet when it comes to snapping things together, because we're still moving stuff around. Each of these arms has got to fold down and in to be on the inside of the vehicle. There we go. Now, over each of these wheels is this panel that was the front of the leg, and that's actually going to fold across to be kind of a door panel for the car. We're just going to fold that on each side. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and move the back of the vehicle up and around. And what's up, Cream? You know, not once have you walked across my camera to say hello. No. No. Don't I pay you enough in kibble? All right. So now that we've gotten everything lined up, we got the back of the vehicle all lined up, it's all like where it's supposed to be. We're going to go back through now and systematically put things together. So first off, what we want to do is you want to make sure you do this piece first. The top panels, one second. The top panels here that make up the top of the car, they have a slide grasper kind of connection. So one of them has a peg in it, and the other one has a slit. So we're just going to take that peg, and we're going to put the slit over the peg and just kind of slide it together. It may be a little difficult, but that's why I love the fact that these panels can move all over the place. That really allows you to get in there and attach these two together. Once they attach, everything else was just going to kind of fall into place. But just getting those two pieces to connect, there it goes. Sometimes it helps to just leverage one on top of the other and slide it in. Now that those pieces are connected, let's go ahead and connect the toes together. Come on, toesy woesies. Come on, toesy woesies. Get together, toesy woesies. There it goes. That's also a slide hinge. It's a kind of an annoying one. But once you got it, you got it. Yeah. All right, and that one's together, isn't it? Isn't it together? Yeah, it is. Nice. Now we're going to take these side panels for the car, and we're just going to push them into the sides of, there's this little peg on the inside of this panel that goes on the side of the car, and then if you feel on the arm here, there's a little spot to plug it in. And it's not very big. It's not even a siege port. It's just a little bitty spot. I totally missed it when I was talking about the robot, because it's so small, you wouldn't even know it was there unless you get to this point, and you got to find it. And once you've connected those pieces together, we're going to come in with this back panel. We're just going to get the back panel in here too. And then that's going to fold down. We're just squeezing everything together now, getting it all into place. Making sure that these pieces are down as far as they will go. Maybe I need to wait to plug in these side panels until after this back panel is in place. So let's do it that way this time. Hey, back panel, don't you do the thing that you want to do. Sometimes this entire back of the vehicle falls off, and that is never fun. All right. You may have to pick up the roof of the car just a bit to slide in the back area of the car. But once you've done that, go ahead and plug in each of those sides and snap them into place. Okay? Now that each of those side doors is snapped into place, we are almost done with Hotshot's vehicle mode. Now we come to the gun. It has the 2 siege pegs on the bottom, and if you feel in the front of the car, you'll find that there's this area where the engine should be, and it has 2 siege ports. Now we're just going to find those. We're going to plug that engine in, and it's all going to come together quite nicely. Oh man, I think this is an excellent, excellent little vehicle. My only regrets is that it doesn't come with a minicon, or even like the Armada Starscream, the impression of a minicon. There's not even like the idea of a minicon here. So that is how you transform Hotshot from his robot mode to his vehicle mode. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, verbally describing to you how to transform Hotshot. I hope that you took the time to close your eyes and see if my process works for you just as well as it works for me. And I hope that you tune in tomorrow. We will be doing a video on Hotshot's vehicle mode, and we'll talk about that in a review format. So until next time, thank you for watching. Please join me again.